Print reading and ductwork. When it comes to doing sheet metal construction, you're going to need to rely on blueprints to know where to install, hang, and penetrate to get your ductwork to point A to point B. So drawings are a very useful tool in manufacturing and construction, because most people find it difficult to explain in words how a project is supposed to be put together. So for those that have already had many days of construction experience in years know what I'm talking about. Those that are brand new, you will come to find out that print reading is a very important part in the building of a structure. A drawing can illustrate step by step the process to follow in the construction of any type of part or item. For many who grew up maybe in the 80s, 70s, 80s, who built plastic models, those were prints. It taught you how to read a print even at a very early age, even though we never knew it. It told us piece by piece where it went, what color, and how it was to be constructed. This image here is an example of a duct system. Notice this person here actually color-coded it, because the bigger the print, the harder it is to find out what goes to what. So a print are original detailed drawings that illustrate how an object is to be built. Because prints are the original set of drawings, copies, which are referred to as working drawings, are made for use on the job site and or shop. A set of working drawings include all drawings needed to complete the job. Some construction sites can have drawings in the hundreds. Okay, a standard set of working drawings is going to include your title sheet, a set of civil drawings, your architectural drawings, your structural drawings, your plumbing, mechanical, and electrical drawings. Your working drawings are created either manually or using a computer-aided drafting software called CAD. Architectural do not always have time to prepare a complete set of drawings for a room or area, so they sketch the requirements for that space. Okay, the sketch is then given to the sheet metal worker, who then determines the type of duct and joints that are going to be needed to do the job. HVAC systems are composed of an arrangement of pipes, ducts, and other special devices. The system is used to circulate conditioned air throughout a building. A properly designed system will operate economically, efficiently, safely, and quietly. The correct amount of air will be delivered to the correct areas. When it comes to testing and diagnosing your duct system, visual inspection can reveal some flaws, but many poorly performing systems may look just fine. The need for quantitative testing must be recognized, but with tactical views to the limited time that the builder or constructor can properly spend on such detective work. So, which is why in many cases we are now required that all of our ductwork be properly sealed. It needs to be properly sealed, properly wrapped, to eliminate these possible issues of where we are losing valuable heat and air conditioning to spaces where we personally don't care. There are several steps to properly diagnose a duct system. First, you have to physically inspect that duct system. Is it falling apart? Is it intact? Is it properly supported? Then you're going to test that duct for leakage. You have to do a duct static test. Okay, we're going to measure the system airflow rate. What is the blower pushing out? How many CFMs? Is it pushing out enough CFMs to satisfy the entire space. Then after all that, we are going to determine what actions do we need to take. Does the ductwork need to be redone? Does the ductwork need to be resized? Do the dampers need to be adjusted? Does the blower need to be sped up? Does it need to be slowed down? Does the blower need to be cleaned? Does the filter need to be cleaned? So on and so forth. Okay, all of these things take into effect how a furnace air conditioner is going to work. Is it going to be working efficiently and quietly? For the contractor, we all know it. Time is money. Okay, the more time we spend on the job, in some cases, the less money we make. A job is quoted. If a contractor quotes a job for 3 days, that job needs to be done within 3 days. However, that job needs to be done in a professional, quality-controlled manner. We cannot just take it and slap it together and call it a day. It is essential that we have some quick methods of assessing whether or not a piece of duct needs repair or an upgrade. The quickest thing a sheet metal or service mechanic can do to evaluate duct systems is to simply look at it. The general appearance of a duct system can tell you a lot. The first thing to note is the general appearance of the ductwork. A good system might still have unacceptable air leakage that may not be seen with the naked eye. It may be badly damaged or falling apart. Its system may be working properly but was damaged later on. Even if the duct sections are in good condition, they may be disconnected in some places. Okay, for example, your flexible duct connections. Okay, maybe they're ripped, maybe they're torn. Look at the entire system. The location of the duct system is also important to the general appearance of the entire system. Location means what kind of space is the ductwork located in? Is it in an attic? Is it in a crawl space? Is it a slab? Is it in a basement? All of these areas play a factor on how efficiently that piece of equipment is supposed to be operating at. Okay, ductwork that is going to be located in an attic space are highly prone to high energy loss because it is located in an area that is very seldomly conditioned. In the summer months, think about it, an attic can get up to 120, 130 degrees. If we're pushing air conditioning through cold air, 50-degree air, what's going to happen? We're going to develop condensation if that ductwork is not properly wrapped. We're going to be losing air to that space if we have massive air leaks. That ductwork needs to be properly looked at and inspected. Ductwork in this location is subject to hot, humid climates along with cold, frigid climates. Leaky ductwork, leaky return ducts can cause hot, moist air to be drawn into the system, placing an extra load on the system, which can make it run longer. The same principle applies to when we're dealing with our heat loads. Okay? We don't want that to happen. We want our ductwork to be sealed. We want it to only send the air to where we want it to be. Basements are usually better locations for ducts rather than your attics or crawl spaces because they are not in those harsh temperatures. Usually your basements stay relatively cool because they are underground. Plus, any duct leakage is effectively regained as the system runs. Your heat loss into the basement tends to warm it. That's not actually a bad thing. Okay? It slows down further heat conduction from the duct, and it reduces the rate of heat loss from the house through the basement and ceiling. Since ducts installed in the basement have a slight advantage than ducts installed in an attic or crawl space, they are more often left uninsulated. However, the best location for ductwork is simply within the conditioned space. However, we cannot always do that. Okay, so whether it's going to be in an attic or in a basement, it is still good practice to make sure that it is sealed and properly insulated. Any heat or cooling that leaks into the living space is still useful and not lost at all. Sometimes energy savings can be up to about 40%. Can be achieved when we have properly insulated and installed ductwork. Okay, people may ask whether or not a basement is considered part of a conditioned space. If the basement is used for human activity and not just storage, and there are air registers in the basement, then it is actually a part of the living space. If this is not the case, the basement walls should be insulated.